So WWE's Money in the Bank pay-per-view comes to a conclusion. 2 briefcases were awarded. 1 world championship was attained as a result. Speaking of results, in this video, I will be giving you guys the WWE Money in the Bank match results, the big spots in all of the matches, and also the highlights, all that good stuff. And make sure you guys let me know your comments and your thoughts, your opinions, your views, all down in the comment section below. And if you aren't subscribed, make sure you click that subscribe button up there. Thanks. On to the first match of the night. They started out straight from the gate, just hot. SmackDown Money in the Bank ladder match. We had Drew McIntyre, Kofi Kingston, Kane, Dolph Ziggler, Dashing Cody Rhodes, The Big Show, Christian, and Matt Hardy. Before I even announce the winner of this match, I would have to give the MVP award to Kofi Kingston. He had the spot of the match, and as far as I'm concerned, the spot of the night. He hits the Trouble in Paradise on Drew McIntyre. He's laid out cold on the Spanish announce table. Then Kofi Kingston climbs to the top of a ladder that was positioned outside. He does the boom boom drop on Drew McIntyre. Like I said, that was the spot of the night for me. Another spot that Kofi Kingston had in this match, he was just all in out impressive. There's no way that I can outline everything that he did in this match, but another spot that he had, a crazy spot. He does a springboard off of the top rope, jumps onto a ladder that was positioned in the middle of the ring, starts climbing for the Money in the Bank briefcase. But then Cody Rhodes, who was positioned on the top of a turnbuckle, does a drop kick from that turnbuckle all the way to the middle of the ring, knocks Kofi Kingston right off the ladder. So that didn't work out at all. So Christian and Matt Hardy, it looked like one of them were going to win the match because they were both climbing to the top and they were fighting for that Money in the Bank briefcase. And throughout the match, they were either teaming up with each other or going one-on-one with each other. So they had a lot of great action between the two of them in this match. This was a funny spot in the match. We had Big Show taking so damn long to pull that big ass ladder of his that we saw on this last episode of SmackDown into the ring. All that was going through my mind when I was watching this little thing unfold was the Benny Hill music. I'm pretty sure some of you are familiar with that. Like when you see like Clutch C segments and stuff like that, like they play Benny Hill music. That's all that was going through my head when I saw that. But he finally gets the ladder in the ring. But back to Christian and Matt Hardy. They're fighting for that ladder. They're fighting for that Money in the Bank briefcase. They end up knocking each other off of the ladder. Then Drew McIntyre, he slithers his way into there. But didn't even matter because Kane, he jumps in the ring and he is crowned Mr. Money in the Bank for the time being. So Kane, he wins Money in the Bank. He's just had this huge resurgence in his career. It's debatable what's the reasoning behind this resurgence at this point, like so late in his career. Maybe it could be because Undertaker went out with an injury and that put the spotlight back on Kane, but he definitely took the ball and he ran with it. He's been great since WWE put a focus back on him, and congratulations to him for winning the Money in the Bank briefcase. A complaint that I would have about this match, one minor complaint. Dolph Ziggler, there was not enough of him on offense in this match, and I had the same complaint about him in the Money in the Bank ladder match at WrestleMania. Like, what's going on with Dolph Ziggler? So that was just a very minor complaint, but all in all, it was some great action in this match. And like I said in my last video, Money in the Bank matches have never disappointed me, and this one didn't disappoint either. On to the second match of the night. It was the WWE Divas Championship on the line. Alicia Fox versus Eve. Alicia Fox wins with her scissor kick finisher. Eve, she has some good spots in this match. She's trying to incorporate, a lot of different moves that we don't see in the WWE Divas division. And Alicia Fox, she hit a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker on Eve. That was pretty cool to see. But all in all, besides those little things, it was a typical Divas match. Crowd was dead. Like I said, Alicia Fox, she retains. On to the third match of the night. Unified Tag Team Championships on the line. The Hart Dynasty versus Jimmy and Jay Uso. The Hart Dynasty, they win this match with David Hart Smith putting the sharpshooter on one of the Usos, and they tapped out real quick. But it's a sad state of affairs when the biggest pop of a match comes with two people who weren't even competitors. Like, the biggest pop of the match came when Natalya did a scoop slam on Tamina outside of the ring while the match was still going on, but people were more concerned with what was going on with the Divas than what was going on in the ring. But yeah, how the match ended. We had Tyson Kidd vault himself to the outside of the ring, landing right on top of one of the Usos, and that allowed David Hart Smith to hit the sharpshooter on the legal Uso, and they tapped out. Hart Dynasty wins, retains their championships. I couldn't care less about this match, and it was apparent that the crowd really didn't care much either. Jimmy and Jay Uso, WWE dropped the ball with them. Hart Dynasty, they've been basically irrelevant ever since Brett left. Like, WWE, they're trying to build that tag team division up once again, but when it was as bad as it was before, it's going to take a long, long time to find redemption in the WWE tag division. On to the fourth match of the night, Rey Mysterio versus Jack Swagger. This match wasn't really exciting for me. I mean, Jack Swagger, we had him hitting some Kurt Angle-esque moves, like he hit a belly-to-belly suplex on Rey Mysterio from the top turnbuckle. Then we had him working on Rey Mysterio's ankle with the ankle lock. Basically, Rey was working on one leg in this match, but he still ends up winning. He hit a Hurricanrana on Jack Swagger, gets a roll-up pin, 1, 2, 3. Match is over with, but you could tell Rey Mysterio was still hurt. Jack Swagger attacks him after the match, and I'm like, this is a perfect time for Kane to come out and cash in that Money in the Bank. So he runs out there, and I'm like, and the reason why I said that, because the match finish was so damn crappy that I had to expect something else was going to happen, because I'm thinking it can't be that bad. Like, I'm expecting Kane to run out here, and that he did, but there was one big omission from the big red monster running down to the ring. He didn't have his Money in the Bank briefcase, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, dummy, where's the Money in the Bank briefcase? You see the champion is injured right now, but you don't even have your briefcase. Come on now. But yeah, all he does is run Jack Swagger off. Jack Swagger, runs to the back. Kane runs right behind him, but then we see the fire. Kane comes back out. He has a Money in the Bank briefcase in his hands. He cashes it in, hits a chokeslam, a tombstone on Rey Mysterio. He ends up pinning him. 1, 2, 3. Kane is your new World Heavyweight Champion. Like I said, congratulations to Kane for getting such a big resurgence in his career. Like, at this late of a point, and Kane fans, I apologize to you guys, because I've been making fun of you so hard. I think for the longest time, like, since I've been on YouTube for my whole entirety, because Kane fans, they're just so determined. Like, his last world championship was, what, like 10 years ago, and they're still calling for Kane to get a world championship. And I'm like, yeah, the ship has sailed on Kane. Just forget about it. And I just used to sit up and laugh at him. But it seems as if that ship turned around and picked him up. So, congratulations to Kane on winning the World Heavyweight Championship. If he makes it to Friday, this will be his longest world championship reign ever. So, congratulations to him. The last one was only, what, 24 hours? But on to the sixth match of the night. Layla versus Kelly Kelly. Layla wins the match. She retains her Divas Championship. Of course, we had the peanut gallery. Michelle McCool interfering in the match. Layla, she ends up winning, I think, with a roll-up or something, and it was a typical Divas match. What can you say? Moving on, seventh match of the night, and as far as I'm concerned, it was a final match, because this pay-per-view was over after this match concluded, as according to me. Raw Money in the Bank match. Randy Orton, John Morrison, Evan Bourne, United States Champion, The Miz, Ted DiBiase, Chris Jericho, Mark Henry, and Edge. The Miz is Mr. Money in the Bank. Mr. Money in the Bank. As you can see, I'm representing with the hat, and I don't want to toot my own horn, but I think me getting this hat, it kind of gave him, a little bit of luck. I'm just going to throw that out there. When he won Money in the Bank, I jumped up, I started screaming, I started hollering, I started yelling. It was my mark out moment of the year. I was so happy, I was so elated. It was honestly like I won that briefcase myself, because I've been a huge fan of The Miz for the longest time. I watched him on The Real World. I watched him on all of those, Real World Road Rules challenges, and I liked him back then. Then I see him come to WWE as a rookie. I've seen the evolution of his career. I've seen WWE, bury him. I've seen WWE push him. I've seen every evolution of his career, from tag team champion to mid-card champion, and now Money in the Bank winner, and it is going to lead to a world championship. Miz is a future WWE champion. He is a legend in the making. I'm so for real right now. The Miz, I'm just like so happy. I'm just, like I said, it felt like I won the match myself. We heard stories about him being banned from the WWE locker room. We heard stories about him being treated badly because he was seen as an outsider to the industry, and just for him to win this match, it was such a great moment to see him hoisting that Money in the Bank briefcase and knowing that every other person that has cashed it in has gone on to win a world championship. It was just such a great moment. We talk about so much how WWE, they just throw world championships on people with no build-up whatsoever. Miz, they've been building him up, and it's been a very slow build, but it's been a very substantive build, and I can't wait until he gets that world championship. But on to this match. The biggest spot in this match to me, it had to be when it involved John Morrison and, well, besides the Miz winning, that was the biggest spot of the match to me. But besides that, the Miz, he goes to hit like he goes to like try to vault John Morrison by his legs, like pull him over him and like vaults him into a ladder that was set up outside of the ring on a turnbuckle. But John Morrison, he jumps onto the ladder, climbs up the ladder, jumps into the ring, like pushes himself off of another ladder onto a ladder that was standing in the middle of the ring. It was something like that game Rat Trap, I think it was, where you hit this and it hits into that and it hits into that and it just like all falls, and you know, it was just something crazy like that, like the consecutive, you know, moves and stuff. It was just, that was a great spot in the match. We had another one where we had who was it? It was Edge and Morrison on one ladder. Then we had Jericho and Orton on another ladder that was set up right beside them. They were all four fighting for that Money in the Bank briefcase. Then we had Mark Henry, the world's strongest man. He jumps in there, just pushes both of the ladders aside like it was just nothing. And yeah, so this match, it was great. I will say the Raw Money in the Bank ladder match was better simply because The Miz won. But if you want to talk about action, I would have to go with the SmackDown Money in the Bank ladder match. But on to the final match of the night, which I could have cared less about, and they reinforced my opinions after watching the match. John Cena versus the WWE Champion Sheamus in a steel cage match for the WWE Championship. This match was boring. This match was basically uneventful until Nexus showed up. There wasn't much action going on, and yeah, people in the chat room on JayDubShow.com, they were complaining about how these guys were in a cage match, but they weren't utilizing the cage. And I would agree with that criticism of this match. There was not much going on in it. And like I said, Nexus, they showed up with some bolt cutters. Then we get a referee running down to the ring. He snatches the bolt cutters right out of one of the Nexus members' hands. I'm like, damn, he's showing more courage than the whole Raw roster did in out of like this entire Nexus angle. So he runs to the back with the bolt cutters. Then we have another referee. He had the key in his pocket to the cage. He throws the key right into the audience. Nexus didn't even do anything to him. But yeah, Nexus, they ended up being the reasons why John Cena did not win this match. They allowed Sheamus to win. Sheamus jumps out of the cage. He runs off like a little bitch. Yeah, but he's still cool in my book. But he did run off though. But yeah, John Cena, he ended up going crazy on Michael Tarver and Darren Young after the match. It looked like Michael Tarver took like those steel steps to the head, like straight on. I didn't see him throw up his hands or anything. That looked pretty sick. But I'm looking at John Cena like, okay, you want to show all of this aggression and shit after the match is over with, but you were just fighting for the WWE Championship in a cage. Where was all that aggression then? You know? But yeah, this pay-per-view, if you subtract the two Money in the Bank matches, this pay-per-view would have sucked. I'm just telling it like this because I was not excited one bit about any match besides those two Money in the Bank ladder matches. And I would say they really propped this pay-per-view up. This pay-per-view would have been bad had those two Money in the Bank matches not been on there. But with that being said, I would maybe give it an I would still give it an 8. Because I really think WWE did something good. Like they have these gimmick pay-per-views, and some of them kind of work, some of them fail. This one, I think it's a winner. I really think the Money in the Bank pay-per-view concept is a keeper. Make sure you guys let me know your comments down in the comment section below. I am JayDub, and oh yeah, to anybody from Cleveland, if you are watching, I know you're pissed off. You were rioting and stuff and burning LeBron James's jerseys for leaving you guys for Miami, all of that good stuff. But you know what? LeBron James didn't win you any rings. He didn't win you any championships. You have the Miz. You have a champion that you can be proud of in the Miz. So yeah, that's how I end this video. I am JayDub. Peace out. He came to play, and he fucking beat the game. Speaking of the game, where the hell is Triple H? Damn, he's been gone for a long time. Peace out.